I used to love going to SeaWorld and take my children, but I won't go now that I've been educated and I'm aware of what's happening with the orcas, and I'm sure that extends to a lot of the other marine life that's there as well. So I'm no longer a supporter of SeaWorld and I'm a native.
Did you see Blackfish?
Yes. I thought it was a really good story. I never knew that SeaWorld was actually like capturing baby kangaroos and actually using them for entertainment like that. I always thought that they captured like fish that were harmed and then healed them and then threw them back in the ocean. I never knew that they were actually like capturing them and using them just for entertainment.
Yeah.
And they just keep breeding them.
So what would you like to see happen for the whales?
I would like to see them back in the ocean and not really held captive anymore. And like I feel like the healing thing should be the only thing they should do. I don't think they should ever capture anything from the wild and just make it captive. I don't like that at all.
I used to buy season passes. I think for like 2 years we had them on SeaWorld. We saw the whale show and it made us sick. So we're never coming back there. Or
just seeing the shows. You haven't even seen the movie?
No, I haven't seen the movie. Just the shows made me
really
never want to go back. Yeah.
What specifically?
Small tanks.
God, it's just
the
incredibly
small tanks.
Oh yeah.
Not enough room for the mammals to swim, and just the schedules that they had them on. It was really sad to see them perform in such small areas, and it didn't seem right. It wasn't really didn't seem very educational on top of that, so I didn't really see the purpose in it.
That's pretty much all I have to say after seeing that. I'll never go back.
Hi, my name is Joey Riley, and I've been a resident of California for the past 40 years. And I feel that the attacks that the whales have done on the trainers, where they have held them underwater or killed them, is a message and proof that they don't really like the doing tricks and jumping up in the air and being held and being away from their pod. And they'd like to be in their natural environment. So, please support this proposition and stop.
Have you seen Blackfish?
No, I haven't seen Blackfish, but I think I will.
Yeah.
Because I think that more people should just be aware. I just don't really feel like it's torture to the whales, for them to be kept and have their bred and then have their offspring separated and taken from the pod, because the pods are for life.
Right.
So it's just shouldn't be done.
In school, I remember the 3 things you learn about whales and orcas are that they're mammals, they nurse their young, and that they migrate. And I think that those, if they tell you that they're that in school, it's a main fact they tell you. I think it's terrible to take that away from them. And if we're teaching kids this is what they like to do, I think there's proof that that's more important than taking them to SeaWorld and teaching them about them there.
Yeah, and they obviously can't migrate
and
while they're in the
migrate
tanks.
in the tanks, and it seems like that's a huge part of their life. Yeah.
They torture them, all the time to perform in the way they perform. And then when after those accidents, when they hurt or killed those
trainers,
they call them trainers, they're not trainers, they're torturers, then they torture them. Especially one of the big tortures when they put them on the platform when they examine them.
Is this where you're talking about at SeaWorld or in Iceland?
All the SeaWorlds, in Florida and here. They lift the platform so the orca is not suspended anymore, and entire weight is pressing on the internal organ. It's very painful, and so it's kind of he's trapped at that examination platform for long periods of time. It's like a human being when they put them in this contorted positions in those chairs. All those organs, everything is very painful for them, and they breaking them like that. And the whole program started when they started catching the wild orcas at Iceland. I forgot the name of the veterinarian. He's the director of all the orca programs here in I believe here in San Diego.
For SeaWorld?
It's for SeaWorld. Yeah, they have a facility. I don't know if it's still active, but that's where they were breaking down the wild orcas. They were severely breaking them down so they can use them for performances.
My name's Lori. I used to work at Marine World Africa USA in Northern California when it was Marine World Africa USA. At the time, Sonny was in charge of the killer whales and he treated them very kindly. I was young and ignorant and did not know how many were wild caught, did not know how detrimental it was to their mental health. I was in the tiger program. I worked with Bengal tigers, and we did not take the tigers from the wild, and I felt that it was important for the preservation of the species that those bred in captivity should be kept in captivity, but these whales belong in the ocean. There's no excuse for it. If someone tried to snatch your child and make them perform in a circus, how would you feel? And all of San Diego needs to get behind this. We need to stop Southwest from transporting the whales. We need to stop San Diego from promoting SeaWorld, other than an educational park with no wild caught animals whatsoever.
They're whales, they're mammals, they're not fish. When the Dolphins play the Chargers, they come up with this logo, squish the fish. Dolphins are mammals. They breathe air, they give live birth. They have pubic hair, they feed their young with milk. They're mammals. They're smart, they're intelligent. I've taken the kids to SeaWorld, but I won't go anymore. Those mammals are in jail.
I am really for the Orca Welfare and Safety Act to be brought back to committee and pushed through. You know, just like it was morally wrong for the South to build its wealth on the backs of slave labor, it's morally wrong for SeaWorld and the rest of us to build wealth and entertainment on the backs of these wonderful animals. The slave traders, the slave overseers, the slave owners all said those slaves are happy folks. And that's what SeaWorld is saying, that these captive animals who are caged and stressed beyond belief are happy to be performing for us. I don't think so.
For children also. And I think that the new law that the California Supreme Court recently passed, that pedophiles, child molesters, sex offenders have the right to go to the parks and beaches where our children are. I can only believe logically that that means the people that are running the Supreme Court of California are sex offenders and pedophiles.
And how does that relate to the whales?
That's just one of the issues that I care about. The whales, the people who put them there should spend the rest of their days in a big water pool and see how they like it. Pass the bill, State Assembly. Do something worthwhile for a change. Pass the bill, State Assembly. Do something worthwhile for a change.